Got here, and it's time to talk about Fairy Tail. And this episode was really fun. All the fan service shenanigans at the start, and seeing some old friends, which brought back a lot of memories. The original series, everything that happened with Edolas, but also looking at very new things with this new magical world that we have. And it seems there's a lot more to the White Mage and what she did, why she did it, and expanding a bit more the universe of the Fairy Tail world. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, like I said at the start, pretty much half the episode is full on fan service, all of the girls enjoying a very much so earned bath there. Brandish showing up, making them small to enjoy a new perspective of the bath, making it seem much grander than it is here. And of course, things happen thanks to that. Every time Brandish is on screen, I feel like we're gonna get some shenanigans, and I do hope we get to see more of her. She's always fun to see, and I like her personality. But yeah, then we get some war action, because why not? Grey ends up swallowing Juvia and she enjoys it quite a lot. Because why not? Natsu goes around with Lucy to look for Brandish. They do find her and she starts turning them back to normal, which causes some small fun issues there. Jalal gets a nice glimpse of Erza, the other's one turned back to normal in the public there. But all of the fun games and everything, this is why Fairy Tail is great here. Hot girls enjoying everything. But the one that lost the most this episode, man, Wendy needs a win. Like, Wendy needs a massive win. Like, throughout the episode, poor girl was getting down every time. Everybody else had bigger boobs than her, and every time in her face. Poor girl needs a win. And I do feel she got a win towards the end of the episode. Something more important, but we're gonna get to that, even though it was cute seeing her like that. Then Brandish and Lucy still having their small rivalry there about fighting Aquarius, which I do hope we're gonna get to see that, and I can't wait for the reunion when Aquarius puts both of them in their places there. Brandish still has that PTSD here, and Lucy, when she was turned back to normal, she kind of was on top of Natsu. And speaking of the romance, we get some big movement forwards thanks to this episode. But after all of the fan service and shenanigans, we get a bit into the serious things, so to say. The White Mage finally wakes up, and she's very different compared when she was in Toka's body or when she was in control here, and saying Elantier is gonna be swallowed up by the moon, and that of course referring to Selene, which Selene is immediately gonna be the next dragon god that is gonna be for the quest. But she can't use her magic, and she wants to save Elantier here, and apparently Toka is also from there. And I really like that the White Mage started apologizing to Toka, but also was very panicked. She was kind of losing control of herself. Like, you see a very different side compared to how she was when she had her magic, when she was in control of Toka's body. And she actually says, thanks to the time they spend together in one body, she can use Toka's magic, and it's aqua aeral. So this is water air or something, if I get the translation correctly. And she uses some water and makes a portal out of it and jumps through it, and we're gonna get where she ends up here, because she also takes with her Natsu's group with when she teleports away, Erza, Grey, Happy, and the others there. Juvia doesn't end up with them. She wasn't on the quest here, and all of them end up, which I thought is gonna be Elantier, right? It made sense. She was talking about Elantier. They're gonna go there, we get a new world, but this is probably gonna come a bit later, and I really like where they ended up here. And Lucy was still having a wardrobe malfunction. Not so instantly, let me see. Of course he wanted to see her, but apparently all of them couldn't use their magic. And then this cute girl comes in saying mommy, mommy, referring to Lucy, but then it's revealed they're in Edolas, and I'm loving this so much. Edolas was such a fun arc there, and having this reunion with old friends, seeing a bit how Edolas ended up after what happened in that arc. And the girl that showed up is Nasha. Edolas Lucy and Edolas Natsu's child. They actually got a kid together, and the reunion seeing them there. Gray and Juvia apparently also have a kid, which ended up nicely, showing a bit of the future of what's possible for the characters here. And seems the world still is without magic, but it's kind of moving forward with technology, even working on cars, steampunk cars there. Steam powered cars, and I'm liking this. You get to see a different evolution for a world. When it was focused on magic, you get a different civilization. Now that they don't have magic, you have to adapt with that moving forward. But I like how Edolas Lucy kept telling our Erza, when you're going to the capital, just avoid Nightwalker, her own version of Erza. I'm like, what exactly happened with that one? But the reveal was really funny towards the end. But then we find out the White Mage is in Edolas also, because I don't think she had full control over Toka's magic. Even Toka was saying that that magic is very hard to control and do it. She was surprised that the White Mage could do it, but I think she could activate it but not fully control it, and that's why they got stranded into Edolas, and she can't use her magic anymore, so we're gonna have to find a different way to get back, or to get to Elantir, which I think they're gonna go there first before going back to Earthland here. And it's gonna be interesting how, because there's no more magic in Edolas, like at all, so we're gonna have to find out how. But then we get a bit of exposition with what happened with Edolas and the characters. Lucy asking Edolas, Lucy, how did you end up with the kid? Oh, you know, things happen, just car sex, and then yeah, why not? Natsu and Gray start bickering that Nasha and Grage, the kids, were looking at each other, so that's probably foreshadowing for the future there. They finally go to the capital city, and Wendy still kept losing about her boob size, but this is why I'm saying she got a win, because you guys remember from the original series, Mistogan did so much for Wendy, and having that bittersweet parting ways when Edolas' arc ended between them was awesome. But I'm also really happy for Wendy being able to see Mistogan again, and for him also, because he really cared about Wendy, and I really liked that moment, that reunion between them. You can see just the smile on her face seeing Mistogan again. But here we get the much expected reveal of Nightwalker Erza, and she bursts into the scene in a maid outfit, and I always love Erza in a maid outfit, but she's completely subservient to Mistogan, like very, very much so, and apparently she has the same mannerism as the maid that Lucy uses, the spirit maid. Because why not? She's a bit of a masochist here, willing to do anything and everything for Mistogan. Very different compared to how Nightwalker was at the start of Edolas, but Gray hit the nail on the head. So you're in love with him, and he's with her, so yeah, both of them being flustered there. But I like this new Nightwalker Erza here, even though our Erza was embarrassed, to say the least. And they finally get to talking a bit, revealing how they don't have any magic, what happened. All sides are confused how they ended up here. Of course, they don't know what we know as viewers, seeing what the White Mage did. I'm also curious what the guild on Earthland is gonna say about them, but we get some pieces of information here. Apparently, when the Edolas were doing their experiments, going for Earthland to steal the magic there, the animal, there was another target, and this target apparently was the critical magic world Elantir, and Selene is there. So what exactly critical magic means, I have no idea, but I'm also very intrigued with Selene. So it's looking like next arc is gonna be quite interesting here, especially after we had the Aldoron arc and the aftermath with it. I'm honestly more excited about Selene. She seems to be a much more interesting dragon than Aldoron. Aldoron so far has been the weakest out of them. I don't mean power-wise, I mean just how he was himself, design and so on. He got a bit more interesting towards the end, but overall, compared to the other dragons, he seems to be like the more lackluster one with what we have gotten so far. And Celine and this world, and seeing Edolas again has been such a treat in this episode. I didn't expect going back to Edolas. I wished it ever since that arc to see a bit more of the characters and their interaction together here, and the fan service at the start of this episode was really fun, and I'm getting a lot more excited with Fairy Tail right now. But I'm really curious, what do you guys think this critical magic is? Of course, don't go into spoilers if you have read the manga and so on. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this episode. What was your favorite moment with the fan service there? And I think Juvia won, but she enjoys quite literally everything with Grey. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So, keep enjoying Fairy Tail. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.